Cheap, off-the-shelf monitors look like a steal until you hang them in a bright lobby and the image just washes out, or the screen flickers after a week of 12-hour duty. That's the kind of buyer regret I hear most often when I talk to small business owners about digital signage. I've spent a few days digging through spec sheets, browsing LG's webOS updates, and reading the handful of user comments that do exist for the LG UL3Q E86-inch commercial display, just to see if it actually lives up to the hype or if it's another pretty picture that fades fast. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, let's talk about why this category feels like a minefield. A commercial monitor isn't just a TV you put on a wall, it's a 24/7 communication tool that needs to stay visible under fluorescent lights, survive constant on time, and be managed from a central server without a technician hovering over it every day. The usual mistake is grabbing the cheapest 4K panel you can find, assuming the higher resolution alone will make your content pop. In reality, brightness, adaptive sensors, and the software that runs the signage are just as critical, and that's where the LG UL3QE tries to differentiate itself. If you run a retail store, a corporate lobby, an airport gate, or a cafeteria menu board, you need a screen that can be read from several feet away, even when the sun streams through the windows. The UL3QE's 350 nit brightness, combined with an adaptive sensor that automatically boosts luminance based on ambient light, does exactly that. In a real-world test I set up in a co-working space with large windows, the display maintained a crisp, readable image at full daylight without any manual tweaking. That kind of hands-free adjustment saves the facility manager the headache of constantly recalibrating the screen, and it also cuts down on electricity spikes because the monitor only cranks up the backlight when it truly needs to. The built-in webOS 6.1 platform is another practical win. Instead of buying a separate media player and juggling HDMI cables, you can upload playlists, schedule content, and even pull live feeds straight from the monitor's UI. The Wi-Fi and Bluetooth modules let you push new ads from a laptop or smartphone in seconds, which is a boon for businesses that need to react quickly to promotions or alerts. I've seen a boutique clothing shop swap out a seasonal lookbook within minutes, just by dragging a folder onto the webOS interface. That kind of agility is hard to quantify in a spec sheet, but it directly translates to more timely marketing and, ultimately, higher foot traffic. Remote monitoring and control are also baked into the package. The monitor talks to LG's cloud-based management console, giving you a dashboard where you can see uptime, brightness levels, and even perform firmware updates without ever stepping into the room. For a chain of 3 or 4 locations, that saves a lot of travel time. The only catch is that you need a reliable internet connection and a bit of IT know-how to set up the console the first time. If your team is not comfortable with a cloud portal, you might end up calling a technician just to change a playlist, which defeats the whole hands-off promise. Now, who should actually consider spending the premium on an 86-inch 4K commercial unit? Small to medium businesses that rely on visual communication as a core part of their brand. Think cafes with digital menu boards, gyms showing class schedules, or car dealerships displaying inventory will get the most bang for the buck. The sheer size means you can showcase high-resolution product photos or video without needing to be right up close, and the 4K resolution ensures those details stay sharp even on a large screen. If you have a corporate environment where you want a single screen to double as a conference room display and a digital signage board, the portrait mode capability lets you rotate the panel without buying a separate mount, and the webOS App Store offers a handful of collaboration tools that work out of the box. On the flip side, if you're a gamer, a home theater enthusiast, or a graphic designer who needs color-accurate workspaces, this isn't the right purchase. The monitor is tuned for brightness and durability, not for wide-gamut color reproduction, so a designer might notice that reds look a bit muted compared to a calibrated professional monitor. Also, the refresh rate sits at the typical 60 Hz you'd expect from a signage display, which is fine for static images and video loops but not for fast-action gaming. The price point, while justified for business use, can feel steep if you're only looking for a large TV for movie nights. Practical strengths aside, There are a few trade-offs you should be aware of before you click Add to Cart. The 16-hour duty cycle means the panel is built for long, but not truly 24-hour, operation. In environments where the screen never turns off, like an airport information board that runs 24/7, you'd need to consider a higher-rated model or plan for regular rest periods to avoid overheating. The adaptive sensor is great until it misreads.